Good morning. Welcome back if you've been here before. Hello, hello if you are new here and somehow stumbled your way onto this channel. I want to do some planting today. But first, I just want to talk for a minute about giving up. The last few days, I've kind of felt like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing anything? I've been questioning every single thing I do in the world and kind of wanting to pack it all up. You know, I watch other videos of people who are homesteading, growing their own food, gardening, and they're younger and they have young kids. And here I am, 47 years old, a kid in college, another kid about to go to college soon, and it's just like, what am I doing here? And there's some kind of weepiness, some sadness inside that I wasn't able to raise my kids on a homestead, on a farm. I wasn't able to teach them these skills for sustainable living, how to live with the earth. And I don't know, I was having a moment, and I just wanted to show up and say that I'm here anyway. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it just like hits you in the gut and you feel like you're not doing enough. You haven't succeeded enough. And then I'll get a letter, I'll get an email from someone, and they break through that barrier of my lack, of my fear, and they say thank you, and they mirror to me the work that I'm doing in the world, and they say thank you. And then I keep going, because sometimes it's like the fertilizer. We need the fertilizer. It can be hard to keep going, to keep showing up when you feel like there's nothing on the other side. There's no return. It's like planting 100 little seedlings and getting nothing. But if you didn't try to plant those seedlings, then you're guaranteed nothing, right? So what if you plant 100 and you get 5? You get 5 beautiful cabbages, you get 5 celery plants, you get 5 tomato plants. If we don't do it, we're never gonna know, because we haven't planted the seeds. So yes, the metaphors run deep. I'm a starter. I start so many things. I start so many projects. I have ideas that just consume me, and I just go. I just do it before I even think. I start a YouTube channel before I have a camera, before I know what I'm doing, before I learn how to edit a video. And then I kind of get my way into something and I'm like, oh. And I do have ADHD, so there's a tendency to want to kind of like, what else is out there? What other idea? But mostly it's that I get in, and then the excitement of that idea kind of wears down a little bit. I kind of learn the ropes, and then it gets real. Like, okay, I do need to buy a camera. I do need to learn some more skills. I need a microphone. I need better lighting. I need to figure out some more things. And I just kind of freeze, and I get like, ooh, you know? And I'm like, my channel's not growing. I'm not, my business isn't growing. Things are just kind of like stuck for me right now. And it is so easy to just want to walk away. And I'm telling myself that I will not do that. I am here. I am staying. I'm going to keep going, keep learning, because when I get those little thank yous, when I get those emails that say thank you, I'm not, I'm a rebel too. I can't really follow the rules. I thought that maybe gardening or growing my own food, sustainable living wasn't for me. And then you're telling me that I don't have to follow the rules. Thank you. And it just brings me back. You are needing the encouragement. Keep going. Keep going. In my sobriety, every single day, I say, today I won't drink. Maybe tomorrow. And then the next day comes and I say, today I won't drink. maybe tomorrow. And it's a lot like that. What are we gonna do today? What are we not going to give up on today? That's all that matters, is today. Keep going. Let's go plant. I'm going to start by filling this tray with a mixture of seed starting mix and potting soil that I've pre-moistened just a little bit. What I did this year, instead of starting everything in these modules like I did last year and then having to pot them up in a bigger container, I decided to start them in anything I had, a yogurt container, a takeout container, or these are like a ramen thing that my kid ate. So this is golden acre cabbage, and you can see these particular ones got very leggy. And leggy means that they were stretching to find the light because I don't have grow lights. And so this is why I'm doing it this way, because of the legginess. So we've got these leggy plants. And what I'm gonna do is you wanna use, I use a chopstick that has the the pointed end. Some of them are kind of flat, but you can find some that are pointed. You could use a pencil, whatever you are able to use to get really close in there. Let's see if we can do this here. Okay, I'm gonna hold the camera just to show you a real close-up of one. So this one's really easy to get right here because it's kind of all on its own. And I'm just gonna kind of poke the earth around it, and then you'll see, you'll have, I might be able to just grab this by the roots. You will have a cute little plant. Now the reason that I'm doing it this way is one, the legginess, like I said, and then hopefully I will not have to repot this. Now watch what I'm doing here. I'm gonna remove the legginess by planting it up until that first set of leaves. These first two leaves are called the seed leaves, and then you can see if we get really close in there, it is starting to grow its first true leaf. So I have just converted it from looking like this, all leggy, to giving it a chance now to being a much stronger plant. I should not have to pot this up again, so I am saving an incredible amount of space in my windows, in my window space, which is very limited. Now here's an example of forgetting to water just one morning. I usually water 3 times a day my seedlings, and you can see I lost some because it's warm over there and they just didn't make it. So these are going to be okay, which is nice because I love the Amico cabbage. You can see they're already getting their true leaves. Let me use this to point. So here are the seed leaves. That's the seed leaf, and these are the first true leaves here. There's a couple plants together, that's why it looks like there's more. So that's a really nice, strong plant right there. And then the one under it probably is too. So I'll get 1, 2, I'll use this one, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then probably one of those 7, but I'll probably just do 6. Now let's take a look at the Napa. The Napa I grew in these yogurt tubs, and I think it might be the key to the success in the windowsill. Being, low down, these did not get leggy. It's pretty amazing to me, and they grew faster and stronger than anything else I grew. That's really exciting to me. I'm happy to eat Chobani oat. So you'll see these are already growing really big true leaves. Look at these beautiful leaves. Here's my planted out module tray. One thing that I did very poorly last year was label. So I am going to keep track of what's what this year. I'm using these plastic labels this year rather than wooden labels that just completely got destroyed and turned into compost. I didn't know what was what. I'm going to do another tray of just the Napa cabbage. Napa cabbage is my most important cabbage because kimchi is my most important food. If you love kimchi, you know. Do you love kimchi? I love kimchi. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, maybe about 18 in here. That's just a rough count. And this was all from just scattering really heavily handed seeds in this Chobani yogurt tray. I'll have 18 potential cabbages. If you don't start, if you don't begin, if you don't plant the seeds, you'll never know what you could have. I'm just gonna poke around the soil and see if I can just lift a little clump of these out to work with at a time. Okay, so I've got my little clumps of Napa cabbage and I'm just gonna start putting these in. So Dave is away, and last night he sent me a really beautiful text that said, he said, I don't know if you know this, but you lift up so many people, including me. And he was just, it was just so sweet, and he was so grateful and loving. It's okay to need to hear it. It's okay to need to know that you're making a difference, that the effect of what you're doing in the world is being felt. It means something. And so, you know, I hope that this little message from today is greater than just pricking out little cabbages, and that maybe you know someone who is in need of that, who really is just kind of hurting or slowing down, losing motivation, feeling overwhelmed, and they could really use a few words to remind them to keep going, to remind them that it's worth it. You know, we are all growing our leaves, we're all sinking our roots down. And there are going to be times when it's really tricky, when it's tough. And that's why we show up for each other. That is my work in the world, is to show up for you if you need me, if you need to hear it, if you need to be reminded to keep going, to sometimes be uncomfortable. Because that discomfort is often the thing that's most important to us. I wanted a farm since I was little, and I could say this is ridiculous to be starting this. You know, I'm 47, but this is what I dreamed of forever, and it's here now, and I have the chance to learn this now. I'm gonna feel the discomfort and I'm gonna keep going. I'm going to promise you that we can do this together. And I'm gonna eat some really good kimchi. All right, you wanna see how beautiful it looks so far? While I was talking to y'all, isn't that gorgeous? I'm trying to make sure you can see. There we go. Let's finish up these last little ones when I think about like what I'm planting and what I'm planting a bunch of last year, I just wanted to see how everything grew. And I had a lot of failures. I had a lot of blank space in the garden from things that just I wasn't able to harvest. And now I kind of know, like I know how to keep cabbage alive, how to keep cabbage moths off your cabbage, how to space them. You know, I'm gonna put floating row cover over these. I just understand them now, and I wouldn't have understood them if I wasn't being able to just try it, if I didn't have the space and the time to just give it a go, to just say, I'm gonna sink you into the earth and see what happens. And now I have the knowledge that I didn't have when I began, because now I know, because I've done it. This is the beginning of the 2022 garden, the very first seedlings that have been pricked out. Napa cabbage, soon to become kimchi. Now I know you're looking at this and saying, are you really gonna plant that much Napa cabbage? And I probably won't. All these aren't gonna become strong, beautiful plants. Some of these may not survive. I will plant the strongest of the plants. I can give some of these away to other gardeners who might want to grow some cabbage, and we'll just see. We'll see what becomes. Okay, so we are just gonna do the tiniest splash. It's thick, it won't splash. Okay, just a glug. A glug of fish poop. Then this entire thing will be filled up with water, and then I will be watering the seed trays from beneath. All right, I'm going to water all my cabbages. My sweet little cabbage starts with some fish emulsion, and I'm going to go eat breakfast and have a cup of tea and watch this beautiful earth warm up after a very cold frost. I did have a disappointment, just a little aside here. Some of my winter sowing little seedlings had come up, and we had a frost last night and I don't see them anymore. So this is all the experiment. This is my experiment this year. Last year was just growing everything I could to see how it grew. This year it's winter sowing to see what actually comes up. Anything that I am attached to growing, I will be starting inside just in case. It's a fail-safe, because if you've never done something before, you really need some data points. You can't really just listen to what other people are saying. It's really nice to have this collective experience and knowledge to teach you, and for you to see, like if you've never seen something pricked out, now you know. You just need this little chopstick, and you can prick out these plants and you can grow a ton of seeds. Like, it's so easy, really. But if you've never seen it, if you don't understand it, you know, so we take that, but then you're really gonna learn it from doing it, from just choosing a seed, planting it in a Chobani oat container. This is not a sponsored post, and giving it a go. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you.